Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to my craft room. Hey, Margaret, and Mystery Card Monday. Tonight, I am going to use just a sentiment from the Citrus Blooms stamp bundle. This is available in the new catalog. I am going to grab, hold on one second, my Natural Tones linen thread. I'm going to use the Night of Navy. This will be in the mini catalog that's coming out in September. And I chose for my designer series paper tonight, the Mediterranean Blooms. Now, you saw my craft box for this month uses the Mediterranean bloom, but I used the side, and I'm sure you've seen this on other cards too, the flowers and the fruits. But the other side of this designer series paper is all blues. So you can see it's all beautiful blue patterns. So that's what I decided to focus on tonight. Something a little different. So if you would rather, if you want to stamp an image, stamp an image to put on the front, you're more than welcome. I'm going to stick with the designer series paper being my focus and the sentiment on the front. All right. So let's go over what your first clue was. We needed a card base, and I chose basic white, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. All right, so that is that. And just while I'm thinking about it, we're using the Citrus Blooms bundle. Well, you'll get an extra 10% off all the stamp and die bundles from now until June 30th. Plus, they're also including the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for 10% off. So don't miss out on that extra 10% savings. All right, so then we needed a coordinating cardstock layer, and let me just get my ruler here, measuring 5 1/4 by 4. And then I said to also grab one 5 1/4 by 1/4. All right, so we got a little tiny strip. Then we needed a second coordinating cardstock, and this is Night of Navy. And I also grabbed Misty Moonlight, and this is 3 3/4 by 2.5. And then you needed another one measuring 3 by 2 3/4. Okay. And then I said to choose 2 designer series papers, and these are the 2 I chose. I thought they looked pretty cool together. Hey, Kathy. And we needed one at 3 5/8 by 2 3/8. And then we needed one 2 7/8 by 2 5/8. And then I told you to do one that was 5 1/4 by 1/2 and a 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. All right. So those were all the pieces that we needed. Oh, I know, do. So let's get started. I'm telling you, I have the fan. If you can hear my fan, I'm sorry, but it's a little warm in here. But actually, outside today was an amazing day. It felt like fall, which is crazy. And the wind, it's been windy and everything, just really crazy. That the weather has changed from yesterday being 95. All right, so we're going to first take our 5 1/4 by 4. Is that what I said it was? Let me just check. And I forgot to add it to our list. And you don't have to do this if you don't want. But grab an embossing folder. And I think I'm going to use this one. All right, grab an embossing folder and just emboss this first layer. This way it won't be so plain on the front. Let's see if I can get this through here. Nope, I gotta use my other one. I mean, it's perfectly fine if you don't want to emboss it. Because I forgot to actually add an embossing folder to our list. So if you want to emboss, go ahead and do that now. And I'm not even sure, this one's probably not even in this catalog. Let me take a look for you quick. 129. Nope, it does not look like it is. There's only 16 different ones. All right. So we have our layer and it is embossed. And all we're going to do with this layer is adhere it to the front of our card. So is everybody doing good today? I'm in the process of, oh my goodness, my dining area is like when you walk through the living room from the front door, that's where my table is. And it seems to be the catch-all for the mail and, everything. So I started decluttering and cleaning that area. Sorry, I got to get a drink. What a disaster. And I couldn't do anything today because for some reason they turned the water off. We haven't had water. Hey, Karen. That's okay. I did not. I checked this morning and it wasn't in the mail this morning, Karen. You didn't really miss anything. Just reminding everybody about the 10% off bundles. And went over the dimensions of all our pieces and that I am using the Mediterranean Blooms Designer Series paper, but I'm using the opposite side. Okay. All right. So there is the front of our card so far. So the next piece you're going to take is the smaller or the squarish cardstock, and this is the 2 3/4 by 3. Okay. And the matching Designer Series paper, the one that fits perfectly, and we're going to adhere those two together. This is another great card for that Designer Series paper that you have laying around, all those little pieces that seem to collect, right? That you can't do really much with. This card is perfect. All right, so just like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other piece. Let's adhere that other piece of Designer Series paper to our cardstock. Just like that. All right, so there's our two pieces. And all right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the square piece, add some glue. Now remember, if you emboss the back, you want to make sure that you put enough glue all around that it's going to adhere to some of the embossing. And we're going to take this piece and we're going to lay it down at an angle. All right. I'm going to just scoot that over a little bit. Just like that. Hey, Dee. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Hello, Louise. Yes, low humidity and temperature. You were close to 100. We were 95 yesterday. And like I said, today it feels like it's the first day of fall. It's crazy. I love it, but it's crazy. Everybody's going to be sick. That's all I can say. All right, so we're going to just adhere that to the front of this card. It is pretty, isn't it, Kathy? That's what I did. Like I said, that was my card class, the craft box this month for June that I just sent out. All right, so now we're going to take the rectangle piece, and I am actually going to pop this one up. You don't have to. You can adhere it to the front of your card if you want, but I'm going to pop it up just to give this card a little dimension. Although I should be a little mindful of the postage, right? Postage has gone up again, or it's supposed to go up again, I think. All right, and this one we're going to lay right on the front of the card, and we're going to put it on so it's straight and centered, but closer to the top, okay? So just like that. Now, at this point in time, if you wanted to stamp an image, or you could actually, hi, Wanda. Oh, you're all in Ohio now. Awesome. Welcome back home, Margaret. So at this point in time, you can add an image to the front if you want. I am not. I'm going to leave it just like this, and we're going to pull in our sentiment. And I didn't even think, but I'm going to have to put the sticker. I haven't used this one yet, but I'm going to have to put the sticker on it because it is a cling stamp and not a photopolymer. And you know what happens. So let's just grab a block, and you've probably seen me do this before, but I'm going to grab my stickers, and I'm actually going to pull the sticker off the piece of paper, okay? And I'm going to take it and I'm going to lay it down on my block, and then we're going to take the backing off. And I want to do it easy so I don't ruin that sticker, all right? But it comes off nice and easy. Now, you know, I don't usually use the stickers that often unless it's for a sentiment. And then we're going to take our stamp and turn it upside down, and here's the sticker. So I'm going to turn it, and now I can line it up over top of the stamp. Oops, I don't want it there. Yes, and push it down. All right. Now I just want to grab a piece of scrap. I'm working on my Patreon. Whoops, that was stupid. All right, so it looks like it's on there pretty straight. So I'm going to line this up on my mat. And stamp. Hopefully. Yeah, not bad. All right. And we have our sentiment stamped. Yes, very windy, very windy. Oh, it is going up to 73 cents. Holy smokes. All right, so now that we have our sentiment, I'm going to grab my scissors, and instead of leaving it just a rectangle, I'm going to make some banner cuts, okay? And what I do is put a slit down the center, just like that, and then cut from the corner to that line or the cut mark, and from this corner to that cut mark, and it makes a pretty even banner, okay? I'm going to do it to the other side too. Try to get it in the center, and then cut from the corner, and cut from the corner. And there is our sentiment. And then while I'm at it, let's grab some twine. And like I said, this twine here is going to be released with the mini catalog. All right. When you're a demonstrator, sometimes you find out things before they even happen. And that's what happened here. All right, so I am going to double this up. And because it is on a spool, I'm just going to take it and pull it out a little bit just to try to straighten it up a little bit, and then fold it in half. All right. And I'm going to keep the open end up and tie my bow. Just a quick and easy bow. I'll show you. I don't know how everybody feels about birds. Let's see, where is it? Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here. This will be in the new catalog. Some pretty designer series paper. All little birds. Aren't they cute? They're just so sweet. And it's called Winterly Treetops. And the same little birds, and the dies cut the birds out of the designer series paper. And then a large, and you can see the difference, embossing folder. Check out the size of that embossing folder. It's huge. And then matching dies. So that'll be in the upcoming mini catalog in September. So that's pretty exciting. I love birds. All right, so let's just trim off these little tails, just like that. And then we're going to add the sentiment. And I'm going to put the sentiment right here, and I'm just going to adhere it to this layer, but I'm going to put a dimensional over here on the end just to hold it in place. All right, so let's grab my pokey tool and add one dimensional right there, and grab the glue and add it right there. And then we can then add your sentiment. All right. Aren't they cute? Yes, they do have lots of birds this year. That's for sure. It must be the year of the bird, huh? I just love them. They're so, here we have so many, and they're so noisy in the morning. All right, so let's grab a glue dot, and I'm going to put the ribbon right here on the corner of our sentiment. And then at this point, if you want, you can put on some gems. And I'm actually going to grab these. These are in color gems. And these are the boho and the wild wheat, moody mauve, pebbled path. And I'm going to actually use the boho blue ones. And I'll take a large one here. I'll put it down here on this corner. And then I'll take a medium one, and I'm going to stick it up in this corner. And then a smaller one. Let's see if I can get it off here. There we go. And put it right underneath. Just to add a little bling to the front, right? All right, so let's jump to the inside. Going to make this very easy. We have a basic white 5 1/4 by 4, and then we have our 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper, and our 5 1/4 by 1/4 inch cardstock. All right. Now this saves on a little bit of a layering, so we want to be a little mindful sometimes of the weight of our card. So this saves on the weight. So we're going to just add this designer series paper, and I'm going to run some glue down. I'm going to add my designer series paper. All right. And we want it flush with the end. So I'm just going to stand it up and push it down towards the table so it's a nice flush edge. Right. Just like that. Then we're going to take the cardstock and we're going to add another bead. Not too much because we don't want it to ooze out. But we're going to add that glue and take our little strip and we're going to lay it down and we're going to butt it up against that designer series paper. All right, I'm going to just hold it up for a second and make sure it is flush with the end. So we're just going to butt it up right against that designer series paper. So it looks like it's layered, but it is not. All right, so it takes just a little bit of weight off. We're going to turn it over, make sure that if we have any that's overlapping, we're going to take it off. I can see a little bit here. All right, and then we're going to add this to the inside of our card. And I'm just going to add some tape. And add it right here to the inside. And there you go. Just what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of little bit of designer series paper and cardstock. And we have a really pretty card. All right. So take those measurements, ladies. Create your cards. Post it in our mystery card group. And I did not pick a random winner from last week. So let me go in there and do that after we get off the video. And I will post the random winner as long as there were 5 that posted last week. If not, I'll wait for this week's and add it next week. All right. You are so welcome. So hit that like button now on your way out, please. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube and shows that maybe somebody else that likes card making would like to watch this video. So hit that thumbs up, and I will have a blog post for this in the morning, and I'll see you on Thursday night. Have a great rest of your night, ladies. Bye-bye.